Shortcuts allows us to add a shortcut to any menu command in a supported application. It's easy to do and allows us to use a command without having to go menu diving every time we want to use it. To set an app shortcut, we need to open System Preferences, navigate to the keyboard pane and select the Shortcuts tab. Next, select App Shortcuts from the left-hand column, which makes the right-hand side reflect our selection. Here we can configure the shortcuts that we wish to set up. First, we're going to look at formatting this table in numbers. This data has been imported and it's not in a very readable format. There are several commands that we're going to need to apply many times in order to make the table much more legible. To achieve this, we have to find the commands in the menu system that we are interested in using. The one we are looking for is under the Table menu item and called Resize Column to Fit Content. Now that we know what the command is called, we can add a shortcut for it. Let's click the plus button to add a new shortcut. Next, select the application we want to add the shortcut for. In our case, it's Numbers. In the following box, labelled Menu Title, we type the command exactly as it appears in the Numbers menu. Resize Column to Fit Content. Notice we need to make sure that we maintain the correct capitalization. Next, we click in the box for the shortcut and then simultaneously type the keys we wish the shortcut to use. In our case, we're going to use Shift-Option-Command-R for resize. When assigning new shortcuts, it's a good idea to think about how you want to use them and if the combination you choose will help you to remember it. If the system is already using the shortcut that you specified, it won't work when you try to use it, and you'll have to come back to this box to change it to one that is not already assigned. Now we want to create a set of commands for the justification of the cells. There are 3 commands that we want to map, and they are found under the Format, Text menu. Let's set them up so that we're using 3 keys next to each other, which will make it easier to assign the relevant justification without having to move our hands all over the keyboard. Lastly, we want to add a shortcut for capitalization. It's found under Font, Capitalization, all caps. Now that we have defined our shortcuts, we're going to use them to help us tidy up the table. We're going to select the columns for our table and use the Resize Column to Fit Content shortcut to make sure that all of our content is visible and on one line. Next, we want to change some of the justification to conform with a set requirement for presentation. Lastly, we want to change the capitalization for all of the women in the table. So now we have an easy way of reading the table with just a few short keystrokes. Next, we're going to switch over to Mail. Many of us like to organize our email into mailboxes, which makes it easy to find email of a particular type. However, by default, the command for creating a new mailbox isn't mapped to a shortcut. We're going to remedy that. The command we want is found under the Mailbox menu, New Mailbox. When it comes to creating the shortcut, we have to remember to type the command exactly as it is found in the menu. In this case, we need to remember to add the ellipsis. And we will assign the shortcut Shift, Option, Command and M for Mailbox. Now, whenever we wish to create a new mailbox, we can use our shortcut and the New Mailbox dialog will appear. Lastly, we are going to switch over to Pages. Here we have a novel that we want to email a copy of to some sample readers to see how well it's received. There's a really useful command for just this purpose. Again though, by default it's not assigned a shortcut. The command we wish to use is found in the Share menu. Share, Send a copy, Mail. Let's switch back to App Shortcuts so that we can create it. The app is Pages. the command is mail, and the shortcut we'll use is Shift-Option-Command-E for email. Now, when we are ready to send the novel, we use our shortcut, configure the output type, and click Next. You will have noticed that I consistently use Shift-Option-Command as the basis for these shortcuts. My reason for doing this is to make sure that I'm not generating any conflicts with predefined shortcuts, as this particular combination isn't typically used by an app. However, it requires a certain amount of dexterity to perform. I would recommend starting with a simple shortcut and seeing if it works. Using app shortcuts can require a certain amount of trial and error before you happen upon an available shortcut that you are happy to use.